Salmond has defined jurisprudence in two different senses, in wider generic sense and in narrow sense. Jurisprudence in wider sense, according to Salmond, jurisprudence in wider sense means the science of civil law. Salmond says that in a generic and primary sense, jurisprudence includes the entire body of legal doctrines, since jurisprudence is the knowledge of law, and from this point of view, it includes the entire books of laws. Jurisprudence in specific sense. Salmond distinguishes jurisprudence in its generic sense as including the entire body of legal doctrines from jurisprudence in a specific sense in which it means a particular department of such doctrine exclusively. He says that in its limited significance it may be called theoretical or general jurisprudence to distinguish it from the more practical and specific departments of legal study. In this sense, jurisprudence is the science of the first principles of civil law. This introductory and general portion of legal doctrine cut off for reasons of practical convenience from the specific portions which come after it constitutes the subject matter of jurisprudence. This introductory portion of legal doctrine is called the theoretical jurisprudence as being concerned with the theory of law, that is to say, its fundamental principles and conceptions rather than its practical and concrete details. Salmond says that it is also called the philosophy of law, the term philosophy being used in the sense of an inquiry into the first principles of any department of thought. The words which are used by Salmond in his definition may be explained as under. Number 1, law. According to Salmond, law is the body of principles recognized and applied by the state of the administration of justice. Thus, according to Salmond, only those body of principles can be called law which are applied by the court of the state in the administration of justice. For example, Indian Dowry Act 1987, although passed by Parliament, yet it is not applied by the courts. Thus, even if it is the act of the Parliament, it cannot be called law in the proper sense of the term. Civil law. The term civil law is derived from the Latin word civitas, which means state. Thus, civil law means law made by state. Thus, civil law is meant the law of the land as opposed to other bodies of rules to which the name of law has been extended by analogy.